Joel, where do you see things going in the next 10 to 20 years for farming? Are you more on the optimistic side that they will improve and they have to, or will we see a lot of the same and, stronger kind of pesticides and different types of GMOs that go further?
It's a great question, and one of the things that I don't do is prophesy, uh, because I have a whole file of prophecies that were wrong that become hilarious. You know, when you see them later, like Tom Watson. Tom Watson in 1966, he was CEO of IBM, and somebody asked him what the future of computers were, and he said, "I think the future of computers is for maybe about five worldwide." And that was he was the CEO of IBM
Right.
in 1966. So all I can say is that the current trajectory. There's an old Chinese proverb: if you keep going the way you're going, you're going to end up where you're headed. And I think that there's a lot of truth to that. And so what I see is the push for agriculture right now is into more sophisticated, vaccines and medications, and AI, artificial intelligence. Maybe you've read about quote unquote precision farming, and so
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to get AI coverage of every square foot of land in the U.S. and and you know as well as I know, Casper, that if I have a chicken house and I've got a sick chicken, and I ask AI what to do with my sick chicken, it is never going to tell me, well, you probably have too many in too much of a confinement house. Why don't you let them go out on pasture and eat some grass along with their grain? AI is never going to tell me that because it's only going to tell me whatever the orthodox narrative is. And um, so I'm both. I'm pessimistic about where the culture is going. I think it's got to get worse before it gets better.
Yes.
But I'm very optimistic about what both a farmer can do. We've got the most amazing, cool stuff today. I mean, electric fences, front end loader tractors, chippers, chainsaws, and we can run our carbon economy. We can do all this on a carbon economy now. And it's fantastic. So, what an individual farmer can do, and number two, what an individual consumer can do in defunding the bad guys. We live
Right.
in a time of defunding. Well, if you want to defund something, let's defund Monsanto. Let's
Yeah.
defund Tyson. All right, and instead switch those dollars around to where when you look through your plate of food, you're sitting down to dinner, you're looking through your plate. On the other side of that plate, imagine the landscape. And when I say landscape, I don't mean just valleys and hills. I mean, the people, the animals, the plants, the economics. Look at the landscape behind that plate of food and ask yourself, is that a landscape I want my grandchildren to inherit?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a beautiful landscape? Is that something I'm proud of as a culture? And I don't want to turn this into a cultish thing. I'm an 80-20 guy. Be correct on 80%. 20% fudge factor lets you go to your 3-year-old niece's birthday party and eat a Walmart white cake and enjoy it with everybody. Okay, one time of that isn't going to kill you. All right. The problem is if you do that every day. If you have your Snickers bar every day, a Snickers bar celebrating at work at a party twice a year isn't gonna kill anybody. But going home and popping, 2 cans of Coke or Sprite every evening when you get home, that's a problem. And so
Yes.
so think about the 80-20 rule, and try to imagine patronizing and funding a landscape you can be proud of, and your grandchildren will be proud of you creating for them through that plate of food. Where did that come from? Think about that provenance and how it got to you.
Yes. No, well said. And I feel the same way about medicine that for some it's got to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
That is a truth to it. I see that too many people are ingrained in the old way and their belief systems are very deep rooted that they have to hit sort of almost a rock bottom to see differently. But there is this upswell, whether it's Maha or all these other things going on, of
Mhm.
people already moving that direction, setting the path for when those are ready to go that way.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little bit of a split where you'll see some more attention get to things that really build on health and wellness, and you'll still see the ingrained old way there, but
Yeah.
hopefully it'll start to shift.
Yeah, and I think it is. We certainly feel it here at Polyface. We began shipping nationwide in 2019, uh, just because logistics changed completely. Distribution has become so much cheaper.
Yep.
The logistics of that, and so we've been able to to eliminate that and or to add that, I'm sorry, to add that to our portfolio. And it's just amazing what has developed since, in the last 10 years, as we've seen the logistics of distribution, the Maha movement, the frustration with the conventional food system. All those things have kind of converged, and our farm, our sales are up, including just the whole electronic aggregation and whatever, electronic purchasing,
Yeah.
Amazon.com and what Amazon has brought to the marketplace, love it or hate it. But what they have done is created platforms for little people like us to be able to directly interact with people, and be able to sell to them, that is competitive with the retail, with the retail price. And
Right.
it's a big difference.
Yeah, no, that technology is driving you to have more access to different things, such as good food supply.